first is not the melody, it is the breath before, the tiny lift of shoulders from the back row to the floor. Strings inhale with woodwinds, brass holds heat behind teeth. Even the silent percussion seems to breathe underneath. The conductor gathers nothing unless everyone agrees. No single voice can open this many locked rooms with ease. I sit inside that second before the note is made and feel a crowd of strangers becoming unafraid. One breath borrowed, one breath shared, one breath trembling because it cared. If the room has a heartbeat, it begins before tone, when all the separate bodies stop being alone. Let every player breathe in, let the first sound arise. Let the human air open every pair of eyes. Let every player breathe in before the music starts. The hall is not a building, it is a room of hearts. The violins need breath too, though the bow does not sing. The flute needs courage, the horn needs timing. The drummer waits behind them, not outside the phrase. Everyone is counted in invisible ways. I came here thinking beauty was polished high and far, then saw a whole orchestra need air for who they are. Take away the pitch, now leave lungs and sleeves. Leave the almost sound that nobody sees. No player is a statue, no section is a machine. The breath before the entrance is where the song turns clean. Let every player breathe in, let the first sound rise. Let the human air open every pair of eyes. Let every player breathe in, then let the phrase go free. The room becomes one body and lends its breath to me. After the final bow, the stage exhales slow. All the players leave, but the shared air does not go.
No sun yet, one bell warms, the dark forgets. Horns wait behind the strings, quiet as closed windows. Their metal mouths catch candle gold and keep it where the dark goes. A man in the rear row breathes through a phrase no one has heard. His hand rests near the valve tops, careful as an unsent word. I came for something gentle, but The brass looks almost brave, like morning hidden underground, practicing inside a cave. The conductor does not plead, he draws a line through air, and every shining instrument pretends it was not scared. One valve lowers, another stays, copper remembers unopened days. The strings make room, the drum stays low, then the back row brightens with the berry glow. When the horns come forward, the ceiling learns to burn. What's slept in the corners finds a way to turn. When the horns come forward, hold the morning near. Not every kind of sunrise has to disappear. The trumpets center thinner, like a blade through warm cloth. The trombone waits beneath them with a slow and patient oath. No one in the audience moves, but something in us bends. The rear row sends a brightness that does not ask for friends. I watch one player counting through 4 bars of restraint, then letting one gold sentence shake the dust from pain. Take the violins lower, let the horn stand bare. Let one bronze note travel through the unmoving air. If dawn is only color, this room does not need dawn. It has a darker shining that keeps arriving on. When the horns come forward, the ceiling learns to burn. What's slept in the corners finds a way to turn. When the horns come forward, let the back row rise. A hidden morning opens behind everybody's eyes. The last bell faces upward, no daylight has begun, but the hall looks warmer than any morning ceiling of gold above black rose. The sound climbs slowly where no one goes. I keep looking above the players, past the horns and bows, to the high carved ceiling where the warm light flows. It is not heaven exactly, it is labor made bright. Old hands shaping ornament for strangers at night. The orchestra stays seated, but the music wants to climb. Every phrase thrown upward tests the room for time. I came in tired of surfaces, tired of being told. Then one long violin line reached the ceiling of gold. Violas gather, horns breathe wide. The sound looks upward from the inside. If the roof can carry
does not point there, but the notes go anyway. The brass finds hidden panels, the flute finds dust in rays. Every awkward echo comes back changed and warm, as if the room was answering without taking human form. I stop asking for escape, I listen for return. Some ceilings do not trap us, some teach the ache to burn. Pull the orchestra thinner, leave one horn suspended. Let the high frame answer what the low heart ended. No promise of forever, no shining afterlife, only sound touching gold and falling back as a light. Send it to the ceiling, let the old gold ring, let the highest carving learn what people bring. Send it to the ceiling, then let it descend. The music rises from us and returns as a friend. The last echo lowers, gold becomes wall again. I walk out under evening, still carrying the frame.
Dark seats below, no faces clear. The stage burns gold, we disappear. From the audience, the orchestra looks almost unreal. Black suits, bright wood, lifted bows, too far away to feel. But down here in the dim rows, knees touch, programs fold. Someone clears a tired throat, someone hides from gold. We are not the picture, we are the listening dark. Hundreds of small private lives facing one bright spark. The stage receives the spotlight, the crowd receives the weight. I sit below the music and recognize the shape. No one knows my name here, no one sees my hands, but the cellos lean forward and somehow understand. The hall above is splendid, the seats below are plain. Still the first slow entrance finds the hidden pain. Sing to the dark seats under, not only to the light. Some of us came empty, some survived the night. Sing to the dark seats under, where the faces blur. The music is not finished until it reaches here. The violins look distant, the timpani looks small, but when the brass opens, it crosses every wall. I do not need a close-up, I do not need a crown. I need one human chorus to softly transforms. Take away the spotlight, leave the back row black. Let the sound come searching with no promise to come back. If grief can sit politely with both hands in its lap, then music can sit beside it and open up a map. Sing to the dark seats under, not only to the light. Some of us came empty, some survived the night. Sing to the dark seats under, let the last notes steer. The stage becomes less distant when the sound arrives here. Applause lifts upward. I stay one breath low. Something follows me from the dark seats below. Dark seats below! First chair still, two bows wait. The room counts softly before the gate. The front row players do not blink, their shoes shine under amber. The nearest violin tilts its neck like it is hiding an answer. I sit where the stage feels larger than anything I brought inside. No one asks me why I came, no one offers a place to hide. The leader checks a pencil mark, the second chair watches the hand. Between them lives a tiny law, the rest of us almost understand. I thought silence meant absence, but here it has a face. It sits in the polished varnish and refuses to leave its place. Bow hair tightens, sleeves stay black. One small nod pulls the whole night back. If courage has a posture, it looks like waiting here, with every muscle listening before sound appears. Hold the first note steady, do not let it run. Let the quiet gather until it weighs a ton. Hold the first note steady, make the stillness wide. Some hearts only open when the music stays inside. The melody does not rush me, it rises by permission. One shoulder leads a section through a private ignition. The gold above the players does not glitter like a prize. It watches every entrance with old unfriendly eyes. I hear the first chairs breathing, not loud enough to name, but every held beginning has already changed the frame. Leave two violins alone, let the whole become near. Let the second chair answer what the first could not clear. No speech in the balcony, no rescue from the dark. Only hands that learn patience, touching wood into spark. Hold the first note steady, do not let it run. Let the quiet gather until it weighs
than when I came.
The frame listens, the hall leans in. Gold has patience under the skin. Before I hear the orchestra, I hear the room decide. Tall panels hold their breath with carved gold at the sides. The stage sits like a sentence, too balanced to be kind. Every border shines around what I have tried to hide. Musicians enter quietly, as if the walls already knew which grief would take a seat and which one would pass through. I do not look for comfort in velvet paint or height, but the frame around the silence makes the silence feel alive.
Gold does not forgive, gold does not accuse.
It only keeps reflecting what the music uses.
When the first bow rises
And the ceiling waits, the room becomes a witness with enormous gaze. Let the walls hear everything, even what I never said. Let the gold hold open rooms inside my head. Let the walls hear everything while the strings begin. Sometimes being seen is where the sound gets in. The brass does not own this place. The violins do not either. The room has heard 1,000 hands become one careful fever. It has watched black coats gather, watched applause arrive late, watched the small defeated people stand at the outer gate. Tonight it takes my outline and fixes it in light, not to make me noble, only less alone tonight. Take the orchestra lower, let the frame remain. Let the walls' old brightness answer without a name. No sermon from the balcony, no miracle in gold, just a patient architecture, learning what I hold. Let the walls hear everything, even what I never said. Let the gold hold open rooms inside my head. Let the walls hear everything when the final tones begin. The frame becomes a doorway, and I walk back in. The last chord leaves, the carvings stay, Gold listens after people turn away.
At the edge, one hand shines, a harp waits sideways outside the lines. The harp is not centered, it leans near the wing, tall as a doorway, too delicate to swing. Its frame catches gold in a thinner kind of flame, like beauty trying quietly not to say its name. Around it, the orchestra gathers in dark obedient rows, but the harp keeps one bright shoulder where the softer danger grows. I watch the player waiting with fingers curved above. No grand announcement needed for that much held love. One finger lowers, another hangs. The air turns silver where no horn sang. If the room grows heavy, let one thread pass through, not to save the sorrow, but to make it new. Pull the light from sideways, let it fall like rain. Not every broken feeling needs a louder name. Pull the light from sideways through the formal air. The smallest shining entrance finds me sitting there. The violins are crowded, the brass can fill a wall, but one glissando travels like a secret through them all. It does not fight the sorrow, it cuts a path around, and suddenly the ceiling has a different kind of sound. The harpist barely moves, yet the room becomes less fixed, as if the golden pillars had learned a softer risk. Take away the chorus pad, leave wood and wire wake. Let one naked pattern show how small lights break. I do not need an anthem, I do not need repair, just a string pulled gently through impossible air. Pull the light from sideways, let it fall like rain. Not every broken feeling needs a louder name. Pull the light from sideways past the final chair. The edge becomes an entrance, and I meet myself there. The harp stops first, but something stays strung along the dark balcony where no one has sung. beneath the sound. Cellos lean in, the room moves down. Right side of the stage, the cellos hold their ground. Curved brown bodies tilted toward a darker sound. Each end pin touches wood like a question asking depth. The players pull from somewhere below ordinary breath. I feel it in my ankles before I name the tone. Not a melody above me, but a floor becoming bone. The hall may shine in gold, but the low side tells the truth. Some feelings only enter through the body, not the roof. Down bow breathing, back stay straight. Varnish darkens under weight. If the violins are windows, the cellos are the door. Open it carefully. Let the brown notes climb. Let the floor beneath us keep another kind of time. Let the low wood answer. Hold the room from below. Some songs do not rise until they learn to grow. The basses stand like guardians at the far right edge. Their long necks nearly touching the upper golden ledge. When they enter softly, the air changes grain, as if the stage remembers every footstep's name. I stop looking upward, I listen through the chair. The deepest section teaches the quiet how to bear. Leave a cello breathing, leave one bass awake. Let the polished boards admit how much they take. No silver, no ceiling, no bright repeated plea. Just low wood holding more than eyes can see. Let the low wood answer. Let the brown notes climb. Let the floor beneath us keep another kind of time. Let the low wood answer. Carry the room slow. The highest gold means nothing without the depth below. Players stand carefully, chairs scraping the glow. The floor keeps humming where the cellos go. Pages do not turn, not yet, not now. Black notes wait under one brow. Every stand holds paper, white against the black. Small printed storms waiting for hands to call them back. The pages do not tremble, the clips hold them flat, but I can feel a future sleeping under that. A flutist scans the measure, a violin mocks arrest. The conductor studies silence like a problem in the chest. Nothing moves on the page, yet everything is near. Ink becomes a doorway when the downbeat appears. Bar line held breath, sharp mark, slow count. A page can look empty and still hold an amount. If nobody turns it, if nobody speaks, the music gathers quietly inside the printed peaks. Let the black notes open, let the white page burn. Not every kind of motion needs a page to turn. Let the black notes open where the hands begin. The paper keeps the secret, but the room lets it in. The players read together without sharing a face. Each stand is a small window into disciplined space. I think of all the things I wrote and never sent, all the careful sentences still holding their intent. This score does not explain me, it simply waits with proof that silence can be loaded under a beautiful roof. Leave the page unturned, let the measure extend. Let one suspended rest feel almost like a friend. If paper can hold thunder without making a sound, maybe I can hold one truth without putting it down. Let the black notes open, let the white page burn. Not every kind of motion needs a page to turn. Let the black notes open, let the final bars begin. The paper stays unmoving, but the whole hall moves within. The music ends first, the pages remain. White fields after weather, ink after rain. A river of bows crosses the stage. Wood becomes water, measure by measure. At first the bows are separate, small arms, black sleeves, pale hair. Then the downbeat gathers them into one moving air. The strings do not look wild, they look trained beyond fear. But the motion of so many hands makes a current appear. I watch it from the dark, that brown and silver keeping order while the whole stage starts to go. No one says river, no one needs the word. The room is full of crossing before the theme is heard. Left side pulling, right side near, rose in lifts like weather here. If every arm remembers where the phrase must turn, the river finds a channel and the quiet starts to burn. Let the bows run over, let the measure bend, let the polished current carry what we cannot mend. Let the bows run over across the golden floor. 100 careful motions become one open door. The viol's dark in middle water, the cellos deep in blue. The violins send bright ripples further than they knew. Every stroke has discipline, every stroke has heat. The river does not hurry, but it never loses beat. I feel my own rough weather join the larger line. Not erased, not solved, only given time. Stop the upper strings, leave one viola bare. Let a quiet eddy turn inside the air. No grand wave is needed, no flood through the hall. Sometimes one slow current carries more than all. Let the balls run over, let the measure bend, let the polished current carry what we cannot mend. Let the bows run over past the final door. The stage becomes a river, and I am fighting less than before. The bows lift together, water leaves no mark, but something keeps moving underneath the dark. The hall holds its breath before the first hand falls. Cold waits on the ceiling and listens through the wall. Everyone is dressed in quiet, black sleeves, white collars, polished shoes. The bows are resting sideways like they already know the news. The conductor lifts a silence with one small human wrist, and all the wooden bodies lean closer into it. I can hear the chairs not moving, I can hear the pages stay, I can hear the darkened audience disappear away. No one has to tell me what the waiting means. The room is full of thunder that has learned to sit clean. First violin breathing, second horn away, timpani sleeping under velvet weight. If one hand lowers, if one shoe shifts, all this golden stillness will open where it lives. Let the ceiling answer, let the quiet rise, let the bowline tremble like a river full of light. I came here barely speaking, but the room knew what I meant when 100 hearts move together. One silence can repent. A flute comes in like window dust, a clarinet bends warm. The brass waits behind the strings like sunlight before a storm. The cellos carry floorboards, the violos carry rain. The harp at the far left corner touches something without a name. I watch the conductor's shoulders hold the room in place. Not power like a weapon, but mercy with a face. Every player reads the paper, but listens past the line. The note is not a note yet, it is everybody's time. First row leaning, back row still, gold frame watching every breath until the hand comes downward. The air turns wide and the sound arrives like a door from inside. Let the ceiling answer, let the quiet rise, let the bowline tremble like a river full of light. I came here barely speaking, but the room knew what I meant when 100 hearts move together. One silence can repay. Pull the brass away, leave the cello bare. One low drum turning underneath the chair. I did not know sorrow could be arranged. I did not know a crown could carry one small ache. The baton does not hurry, the page does not forgive, but every note behind me teaches breath to live. Let the ceiling answer, let the quiet rise, let the bowline tremble like a river full of light. I came here barely speaking, but the room knew what I meant when 100 hearts move together. One silence can repay. Let the final chord stay longer, let the gold return slow. Let the audience remember what the players had to hold. The hand falls gently, the last chair does not move. For one more second, nobody has to prove.
The hand stays raised above the hall. 1 second lengthens over us all.
The conductor's back is all I see. Black cloth, white cuffs, spine. yet the entire stage obeys a finger drawing time. No crown, no speech, no weapon, only tendon, wrist and nerve, holding 80 private hearts on one invisible curve. I came from a louder street where everyone had proof. Then one lifted hand pulled pressure from the roof. The players do not enter, the audience does not cough. The room becomes a held match with the fire still turned off. Do not lower yet, do not let them start. Keep the sound behind the door of every heart. One beat stretches, two eyes close. The hand knows something, the room almost knows. When the hand comes down, let the hidden sound appear. Let the waiting break open without losing what was near. When the hand comes down, let every section rise. The smallest human gesture can command the skies. He is not making music, he is asking it to choose. Which wound gets a violin, which doubt gets brass and blues. The baton barely glitters, the sleeve moves like a thought, and all the seated players become the thing he caught. I watched that raised hand longer than anyone should stare. It holds the room above us like a glass of water in air. Leave the hand suspended, leave the hall unmade. Let the pulse stay covered under polished shade. If power can be quiet, if force can look this thin, then maybe all my damage can wait before it begins. When the hand comes down, let the hidden sound appear. Let the waiting break open without losing what was near. When the hand comes down, let the whole rise. A single lowered wrist turns breath into sky. The baton rests, the sleeve falls still. I remember the silence more than the thrill.
The drum says nothing, the mallets sleep under the copper. The hall runs deep. Behind the strings, the timpani keeps its distance. Round copper moons in a row, holding back insistence. The player stands almost hidden, with both hands loosely closed, as if one careless movement could wake what no one knows. I feel the stage from underneath, not melody, not thunder, a pressure under polished wood rolling Somewhere under the audience leans without moving. The balcony seems to sink. A drum that has not sounded gives the whole room time to think. Do not strike too early. Do not break the thread. Let the strings climb higher over what is unsaid. One soft recircles, one breath delays. The deepest part of waiting learns how wait behaves. Let the low drum answer only when it must. Let the floor remember what we covered up with dust. Let the low drum answer, not as noise but truth. There is a pulse below us, older than our youth. The flutes pass by like white birds, the cellos darken lanes, but the rear platform gathers a weather without rain. One roll begins so quietly it could be blood or thought. Then every golden carving feels suddenly overwrought. I understand the drummer is not there to make things loud. He is there to tell the silence what it owes the crowd. Leave the skins uncovered, let the strings withdraw. Two mallets hover downward inside a private law. No one calls it violence, no one calls it grace, but one soft rounded impact changes Let the low drum answer only when it must. Let the floor remember what we covered up with dust. Let the low drum answer carry what we hide. The hall has its own heartbeat, and we are all inside. The last roll fades sideways. The copper keeps its heat. I stand up very carefully, afraid to wake my
Woodwind dust in the warm air. Small notes turn without a glare. Clarinet lifts slowly, like smoke choosing a shape. An oboe sits beside it, with a sharper kind of ache. The flutes hold their silver low against the black, waiting for the conductor to let the room lean back. This is not the bright section, this is breath made precise. A narrow human weather passing under gold and ice. I notice all the small keys, the pads index, the thumb, the reed. A music made of openings, too modest to call need. Soft click hidden, warm note near. Dust in the spotlight refuses to clear. If strings are a river and brass is a door, the woodwinds are footsteps across the old floor. Let the small notes carry what the loud notes miss. Let the air turn human through a narrow kiss. Let the small notes carry past the golden sea. A breath can move a building when it learns to dream. The bassoon answers lower with a dry, impatient grin. It makes the elegant wall feel lived in from within. No one in the dark seats knows how much work it takes to make a fragile entrance sound natural when it breaks. I hear a dusty sweetness, not clean enough for glass. It comes from lungs and fingers and ears that do not pass. Leave the reeds alone now, let the bows be still. Let one wood in color climb the quiet hill. The hall is not marble only, it has lungs beneath the frame. And every breath escaping comes back with the name. Let the small notes carry what the loud notes miss. Let the air turn human through a narrow kiss. Let the small notes carry where the chandeliers gleam. The light becomes less perfect and therefore more like me. One last key